Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
It's a coffee. It's a coffee talk.
Yep.
Hi, Mr. Craig.
Hi, Mr. Jason. Another exciting coffee talk.
Okay, this coffee talk subject,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give you your own subject because I don't know the heck it means. Something about financing?
Oh,
Venture?
yeah. No,
Yeah.
we've talked about this before. In fact, we talked about it at Ignite. Remember, we wrote up on the thing. I just was scribbling when I put venture capital because that's not going to apply here. But we could talk about, somebody was talking about obtaining venture capital for, I think it was my wife. She was talking about, we were driving down, if you're familiar with Tucson, there's a road called Fort Lowell. We were driving down Fort Lowell and there was a
And if you are
building.
familiar with Tucson, why?
Yeah, why? Just go away. Get out of there. But there was I don't know, Arizona blood and cancer something or other. So it was like a building, and she said, "Oh, before the first place in Seattle that she took a job, I guess she had talked to this guy, but they were way in the initial stage, no building, and it's a brand new building." So she said, look at, he made it. And she said, I heard he got venture capital, and it got the wheels thinking. I thought, wow. So you're like venture capital, you're giving your company away before you've even done any work, right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. And then then that just got me thinking about what we talked a little bit about at Ignite, which is, and I did a post in the insurance dudes group, build it or buy it. And most people are saying, buy it, let somebody else's work, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, maybe if you have cash, but I think that you could do other things with that cash than actually buy the business for X, unless you got a screaming deal. Like, why not build it? I think that I could take, let's say an agency costs $1 million to buy, right? Let's say it's $1 million for how much? How much revenue would you get for $1 million? What do you get?
300-some thousand.
Right. So 300,000. Now you take that same $1 million and you pump it into a team, to leads, you could probably buy the building. I mean, I did that, and have an asset and the team and scale it. I mean, with that kind of money, right?
Right.
I mean, I think that you would get a faster return with that $1 million if you pumped it through, created a machine, and then.
Yeah, no, it's the question is buy or build, right?
Yeah, buy or build.
That's buy or build. I would rather build. Now, it's a personality thing. It's also intention. Are you at an investment point in your accumulation of money and assets and stuff? Or is it your job?
Right.
So if it's your job, if it's your primary job, I would say build it.
Build it.
If it's your primary job, yeah. And I would say if it's more of an investment, I would say buy it.
Yeah. But I think that, okay, you buy an agency, you still have to do all the things that you have to do if you just built it.
Right, 100%.
Right.
That's why I would say I used to be along the lines of just build it. Just build it because, once you buy it, now you have those goals that are really high, but you don't have the team in the back, the team and everything else to do it.
Yeah, the know-how.
So you see right. And then you see so many agents struggling with the sales part because now their goals are real. With the retention, everything, their goals are real high, right? They have to sell all this, and they're like, but I don't have any money to invest in doing this. And it's like,
because they got a giant note payment, right? Giant note payment.
Yeah.
So I have this note payment. I mean, unless they paid cash, then we got a different situation. But typically there's a note payment, which is cutting into a lot of the revenue. And I don't know, man. I'd rather build it.
Yeah. So that's why I say, so I'm going to take both sides on this. I would say build if it's going to be your primary business, because you're going to have to invest in that sales team at some point anyways, right? Even if you buy. Even if you buy, you're still going to have in that whole process and everything.
Yeah,
so,
you're going to do all the same stuff.
Yeah, so I would say, but I would say if you're at the point where maybe you have multiple businesses or you have a ton of capital and you're looking at it more for an investment, then I would say, yeah, you can buy because you have that capital. It's like really what you want to do is make a bit of a return. You're not in a build mode. You're just more of an investment mode.
Yeah,
And
but I
get
don't know that like this business requires some level of engagement, right? I mean, you don't have to be you don't. Yeah, I mean, there's that too. But there's just so many things. It's like, okay, you could get a vacation rental and not have to do anything, right? Do nothing and collect the rent. If you were just going to build, I guess, or not build, buy.
Yeah, but I mean, you get let's say $10 million agency, right?
Yeah.
You're making
well, then it's got some nice cash flow coming off it, right?
1 to 1.5, and you spend 500 on staff and everything else, and
yeah, but you have to write 400 or 500 items a month to break even. And that's a lot of work.
If this again, you would have the capital to just invest to make that happen. I think you wouldn't have to really be skinning your teeth on it, right?
I don't know. It seems to me like an agency requires a boatload of solid processes, right?
Right.
And you don't see a lot of agencies with a boatload of solid processes.
But that is a great point. So if you're buying an agency, you're buying, like, if you're not just buying the premium,
right,
you're buying the problems too. So if they don't have a solid process, or you don't bring the solid process to the table, you still have a problem.
Well, if you buy it, let's keep going down that road. If you buy it, then you're inheriting all of their processes and all of their people. And those people could be set in the way that things have been done. And you and I both did buy books and inherited people. And we know what it's like to try to change somebody from being a certain way to the new way.
Right. Not easy.
No. Is it fun, though? No, it's not fun either. So, I don't know. I just think that hunk of cash, if you're going to run a business, then go in, find somebody that has a real attractive program to get you going. There's some out there. There's some great captives out there, and then some great indies, whatever. But go out there, find the best one, and I think you can build a heck of a business.
Yeah, definitely.
And don't sell yourself short.
I guess to your point, I guess the conversation becomes that if you are in this, even if you buy, you still need to build. So don't discount that part, because otherwise every single year, if you have high goals, like a captive with high goals, you're going to be struggling. It's not going to get easier. That's for sure. It's only going to get a little bit more difficult. Understand that and invest in the processes and invest in building.
Yeah.
And if you don't, make sure that you have enough capital and time to invest. If there is no process, that you have enough capital and time to invest in those processes. Otherwise, because nobody wants to struggle.
Right.
It's not fun in this business struggling.
Well, I think that there's the learning curve aspect of it. And then there's also the taking that risk and choosing a marketing direction and then going with it. Right. I mean, there's a million different ways to skin the cat. But I know I've talked with Haley a lot about what she hears from agents for teledudes is, they'll say something like, oh, well, I'm not ready right now. I'm going to wait a month or two. And it's like, well, nothing's going to change in a month or two from not doing the activity that you need to do. If anything, it's going to be worse. Right. It's always going to be worse if you don't insert activity. Right? It's not going to magically grow and magically have more cash flow in 2 months. What's happening in 2 months? What's the magic thing that's happening, right? There's nothing. You're 2 months more into the year with 2 months of the not great results that are putting you in the situation where you're looking for something to do anyway.
That's it.
I mean, I've been there. I've had that mindset too. It's tough. It's a tough place.
Yeah. I'm there with you, my man. I'm there with you.
Yep.
So coffee talk.
Yeah, I mean, just things to think about.
Think about. Just
what else can they think about? Think about hitting the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do it.
You brought up something else before that last week when we were talking about it.
theidudes.com. THEIDUDES.com. Check it out.
iDudes.com. Not like the optometrist.
Yes. And do not type in iDudes.com.
No, do not go there.
It's interesting that we purchased the domain of theidudes.com when I guess we didn't realize how many people forget to put the in front of it. And so we get a lot of interesting responses. I apologize.
We'd make a lot more money off that website. So,
and that's
a coffee talk. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to do write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes, it's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it. Nice.
All right.